Hi guys, how you going? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. So today we're up in the high country of Victoria, and what I'm going to do for you today is give you a look at the OPENROAD 4WD Awning and also the OPENROAD Awning Walls. By the end of this video, you'll get an idea whether or not you think awning walls are for you or for not. And in particular, I'll give you a bit of a look at the awning itself. But for me, awnings are an absolute must. Look, on a vast majority of occasions, you probably don't need them. Or should I say, you don't need the full awning kit. But in a lot of occasions, you need a bit of a windbreak, so you might need one or two. And when you really do need the awnings in poor weather or high winds, if you haven't got them, you're stuffed. Like, I use this in a variety of different situations, whether it's just simply a day trip like this. We're just out at a picnic stop for the day, just stop having the cuppa, or again having some lunch, and then you might need a bit of protection because the weather changes on you. Or if you're actually planning on doing sort of overnight stays, or you're going out with a group where you might be just swagging it or tenting it or using hiking tents, and you don't basically have a bit of a base or a main area to sort of protect you from the weather, awnings are an absolute must. All right, so let's open up the awning, and then I'll show you the wall kit, and we'll get stuck into it. Nice and quick and easy. All right, let's open her up. Now, I've had this for a little while now, and again, 30 seconds seems to be pretty much the benchmark in relation to getting this out. Very well designed with the 3 straps, nice and easy. Just lift, pull out. And that's it, she's all done. Okay, now we'll see how it goes today, because depending on the wind, we may need to strap this thing down. And the beauty about this awning itself is, look, any 270 awning, you need poles. Okay, now this is a freestanding awning, so the majority of the time you're fine, not an issue. You need to stop, you're setting up base for a while, you're well and truly covered. But when there's wind, you can strap this thing down, okay, and that will do a job to a certain amount of point. But really, if you want to protect it, and basically make sure you get longevity out of these things. A lot of people abuse these things to no end, and they wonder why they break. If you put some common sense into it and actually look after your gear, it'll last you a very long time. So with this one in particular, this has got the built-in poles, and it's that simple. And especially if you're going to be using a wall kit, must put the walls down, okay? How simple is that? Now this awning also has a 4th one, which is up here, okay? But in my instance, I don't need to use it because I've got it secured off the roof rack of the car. Now, the beauty about this is it comes into a nice soft bag, so it's easy to sort of squish in anywhere into your vehicle. And with this kit in particular, there are 4 separate walls. You don't have to put all 4 separate walls up. Now, what I'm going to do is, with this particular kit in particular, now each of the walls are a different size. So each wall can only go into a specific location. If you're lucky enough, OPENROAD have addressed that, and they've actually labelled where every wall goes. If by chance you get one where it doesn't have the labels on it, no big deal. Look, you'll stuff around for the first time setting it up. Just then mark the walls initially, and then you'll forever know exactly where they go. So let's, I'll show you how to set it up now. Now, with the wall kit, what will come also, and I've utilised just the bag from the awning, is a set of guide ropes, and then also a set of pegs. And then you've got the walls themselves. And again, you can buy these as a complete set with your awning, or you can just buy them afterwards if you change your mind or you watch this video. All right. Now they have zips on all 3 sides, Let's go put the first one on. So that's your first one. Super simple, very smooth zip action, goes on very easily. All right, second wall. And again, you can still see it's starting to get a little bit gusty. Second wall done, nice and easy. Now what we're going to do is I'll bring you in here and I'll show you the internal zip. All right guys, so you can see how that's all zipped across. Now with this one, all we're going to do is intersect these like so, and that's it, it's done. Too easy. Pull it down. And it's done, too easy. So what we'll do first guys is we'll peg down the corners, just in case. So when you get the guide ropes just for the first time, just pop a loop in the top. Just makes it easier for you. That's it, nice and secure. Okay, we'll pop the other one up. And then with these D-pulls on the corners, you've also got the option to create a bit of a rain channel here. So, whatever suits. Alright, so safety-wise now we're covered. Again, you don't want to get yourself in trouble with a big gust of wind picking it up and throwing it everywhere. And then what I'll do is, and this is another feature of this awning, is this black PU fabric. It's UV resistant, like it's a total blackout, which is amazing. Whereas a lot of the other awnings, you don't get this sort of material at all. And again, I'll pop up some information on the screen for you in relation to it. It's changed, I suppose, my feeling towards this. And especially, we do a lot of stuff out in Central Australia, so shade is, like when you're out in the middle of the desert and there is no shade at all, shade is absolutely gold. So this will make a big difference for us. All right guys, so I'll just quickly plug the awning lights in for you. I've got my All Powers power station here, or you can just use a battery pack. So it's got 3 barrel connectors. The other end's just a USB. Again, 1, 2, 3, and bang, bang, bang. So we've got lights on now, okay? Let's go put the other walls up now. And then I'll just show you with this. Look, it's really super simple. Just lock it in at the top and then pull. All right. And what I love about these ones too, because a lot of them don't have it, is it has this protective weather strip over the seams of the zips, okay? What I also love is this longer skirt on the awning itself. Some of them only have a really thin one, and it doesn't do a great job of actually protecting even these zips themselves. So this helps for total sort of waterproofness. All right, now what we'll do is we'll peg out the corners, and there's something very interesting you need to be mindful of. Alrighty. Now there's eyelets on each of the corners. Alright, so we've got the first one in place. And this is the beauty, you can make minor adjustments with the guide ropes afterwards and the poles. Now for extra safety, depending on the winds, there are 2 eyelets in each corner. What I would do is I would just cover both bases and do both, okay? Rather than just putting too much strain on one area, you spread the load. So in this instance, you can see the rope's in the wrong position. Just move it. And then just adjust the tension accordingly, okay? And last corner. And we're done, okay? Now I encourage you to go back to the channel and check out my Kings 270 pros and cons video. And then also go check out the Kings 270 awning video. Now, the length they've got the walls is absolutely perfect. Whereas the other awning is way too long and it just doesn't work, it's so hard. But you can see this, it's come together beautifully. Hugs the car very nicely on this corner. Again, you can clearly see how the walls, the doors in each side will work. I'll peg down this last corner just as a precaution, but it looks really good. And you'll see when you get inside, like this blackout material is amazing, especially if you're concerned about people being able to see silhouettes and shadows through the awning walls. There's no chance of this happening. But that's come together beautifully. All right, let's open up one of these doors and then give you a look. Now, each one of these doors has a fly screen as well. And don't forget, they've also done the weather strips as well. Nice and easy. And again, you can roll these up. They're an easy way of doing this, let me know. You've got these toggles at the top. Push it through the loop. Nice and simple. So if you wanted some really good airflow, you can leave the fly screen down. And again, this one you roll up on the inside. Pop up all your last little bits and pieces. Like I said, just for safety, we'll pick out this last corner. Do not underestimate the wind just whipping up out of nowhere. Also be mindful when you park at camp, how level your vehicle is. You don't want the awning, you don't want the car sort of parked on a slope, like that, and then the awning pointing up at the air, because then all the water is just going to fall backwards. Just keep that in mind when you're finding a site. And then these guide ropes are also reflective, so at night time it just makes it a bit easier. Alrighty, let's go inside and have a look. So you can see the total shade, the total block out is fantastic. And it's a massive amount of space, okay? So keep in mind where those the base of the poles are, it actually flares out. So it gives you a heap of room. And then this integrated lighting system as well, there's no stuffing around, it's just all there all the time whenever you need it. And again, in here during the day, you kind of need it because of the total blackout aspect. And then this is sort of where all the action happens. So when I pull out my kitchen and my fridge, and you can see it's worked out perfectly in relation to the door of my vehicle. So if you've got a door like that, and then I've set my awning very low. So my awning, I'm not sure if you can see it, actually sits below the roof rack. So you may actually have your awning sitting a lot higher or on top of the roof rack, and that's going to give you even more clearance. I'm a 5'11", and I've still got another probably half a foot on top of me in relation to my setup. Like I said, you can adjust the height of the awning to whatever height you like. And the way I've also got set up too, it's really, really nice. So that, mate, it does really super well with keeping the rain out. And here's a bit of a close-up of that lighting system I mentioned before. So it's just simply the barrel connector. Okay. It's got 3 lighting modes, I forgot to tell you. So there's your orange, which is great for bugs. There's your cool white, and then also your warm white. Okay, that's just a nice switch. And then that just sort of plugs into me all powers. Okay, and I can sort of control everything from there. So again, go back to the channel if you're interested in that. That's an absolute beast. And there's my kitchen set up with my fridge and everything. Fridge, freezer, oven, cooktop, the absolute works. Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much it. What I would do in my instance is I would probably have that wall over there open, especially if I've got either a swag or table set up here for the group. So often in these instances, I'll actually set my swag up here just for that extra protection in poor weather. And on the cold nights in the desert, absolutely. You need just that extra layer, especially if you're in swags or tents. But I don't know, tell us what you think. Think it's a waste of money or not? I think it's an absolute must. And they've designed it beautifully. Even the skirts on the bottom. So this will work for a variety of different sizes of heights. Whereas I found with the King's ones, they were just way too long, which ended up creating problems in itself. All right, guys, I hope you got a lot out of that. And if you were on the fence, I hope this sort of pushes you over in that right direction if that's something you're interested in. I think it's got so many versatility of uses, it's not funny. And look, lo and behold, the majority of instances, I actually just put the 2 side walls up as a windbreak for myself in relation to my kitchen setup. So that works absolutely beautiful, especially when you're cooking and stuff like that. And then these 2 come out sort of when I'm sleeping overnight, just to give that extra protection. Or even sometimes I just put this 1 wall out, okay? I don't put the rest up, and then I can have my swag or hiking tent underneath there, and then that gives me the protection I need. I'll pop up a couple of guide ropes just in case for overnight, because you don't know what's going to happen overnight. It does the job beautifully. All right, guys, any questions, drop them in the comments below. As per usual, again, like, subscribe, share around. If you want to purchase an OPENROAD 270 awning or wall kits, go check out their website. I'll pop it up on the screen. Use the discount code DavidAbela25 and you'll get a discount as well. And thanks for all your support. And again, see you out on the road, out in the trails, or in the next video. All right, cheers, guys. Bye.